Morning, everybody. It's 30th of July. We're Signal Centre Talking Ball. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Steve O'Hare and Ian Coleman. How are we doing, gents?
All right.
All good.
Nice
To have you back.
Yeah,
Normal
good to be back.
service resumed.
Out of the glitches. I watched it back yesterday. It was horrendous.
How was it?
Yeah, I won't be doing that again in a hurry. But yeah, nice to be back and have all my screens rather than just concentrating off a tiny little one. How's it all
and
going?
Ian's here. Ian was going to be here, was he? He was going to.
No.
I'm not here for long.
Too love. But all the thousands of viewers are probably really excited that you're here, eh? So that's all right.
I bet.
Hello, Mum.
No one's joining us.
So you got the again, Joe. Something
Yeah.
wrong with that £250 headphones you bought yourselves.
Oh, Steve.
Mine's all right. You got the
He's got-
second.
You got the moody one
cheap,
for him.
He got the cheap one.
Any good?
Yeah,
I think it's where the USB thing just move it.
yeah, you keep on telling that. He's ignoring you though.
Yeah, I know he is. Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
third time you've told him that.
Some of it,
What? Who said that?
Shut up.
Oh, you see, there it goes again.
Is it still there?
It's like Dalek. You'd think you would test all this software, wouldn't you, before we sort of launch it on the on all
But then it
our...
wouldn't be entertaining, would it? Would it be entertaining then? Because everything was
No
all
good.
right.
I'm gonna have to turn it off.
No, that's right now.
Right.
Just don't speak.
Yeah. Just quickly get on with your bit.
Right. What you got to say? What's that? Going on the market? A big old sell-off in equities. First thing. That's the
Boom.
DAX
Yeah.
breaking down below support at 12,745. Looking pretty ugly. I know in the UK we had Lloyd's Banking Group report today. They didn't come in particularly well. They're off quite a bit. That's impacted obviously the index here. We've got a breakdown below 60.80 on support there, but
Nice
having a
little
go at
channel
trying to
break
recover
out that, isn't it?
yeah, having a go at trying to recover it now. So yeah, bit of a aggressive sell.
Yeah, I see Lloyd's also putting 2.4 billion aside for bad debt expected from the coronavirus. So
Barclays did the same yesterday.
yeah. So the only other thing I saw it was the Chinese Commerce Ministry. China's trade still face severe challenges as external uncertainties arise. There's multiple sort of like spikes in second wave corona, and so maybe just a sort of like a realization from everyone that things aren't going to be as rosy as they hoped when they crossed their fingers and buried their heads in the sand and bought stocks.
So Matt Hancock this morning saying new countries could be added to the quarantine list in the next few days. I don't know if that was a catalyst in seeing stuff sell off in the way that it has.
Right.
There's a lot of earnings today. I know that for a fact. It's the biggest earnings day for European stocks. The value of the companies reporting today is $2 trillion.
And obviously in the US, we've got some big names yesterday. I was mistaken with what I said yesterday. I think I said Google were reporting, but they're not. They're reporting today with Apple as well. So some big hitters there in the US. They're all testifying at the minute as well with regards to antitrust issues. So there's potential for to happen on the tech side of things. And as we know, they're a huge portion of the US markets at the moment. So could be some more volatility throughout the day as a result of that. We've got some German numbers out shortly, haven't we? We've got Q2 GDP out at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, coming out soon.
Room service.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, nice.
Coffee and toast.
Hello.
Even got the dog. Following the
food. Yeah.
So what's going on with the charts that you guys looking at? Anything particularly standing out?
There was no real fireworks last night, was there? FOMC, everything unchanged. It's, as we were saying yesterday, it still seems to be sort of the trend is your friend. We had a new low yesterday for the dollar index. This is the daily chart. It's just seen it. We're just seeing sort of a very mild recovery this morning, but I could just, like we were saying the other day, I think these sort of key levels for the FX majors are higher up. If I get my right chart up, this is euro dollar. I think still think this is prime. I mean, we've nearly clipped it, but we're not quite there. So I think still dip binds the call really. Aussie dollar's quite interesting this morning because obviously we're seeing a bit of risk off. We've got a barrage of support down here, so I'm wondering whether or not over the next couple of days, it might be over the next sort of 10 days, whether or not we might make a topping pattern here. But we've got bespoke support at 70.81, and then we've got this swing low here. So maybe sort of left shoulder, come down, hit this support level, and then move up for a right shoulder. So a volatile few days perhaps. Dollar CAD's quite interesting. Again, I think you really need to see a decent reversal pattern. We've talked about this fib confluence area. So here we've got a 161.8% extension of that leg, and then a 78.6% pullback of this leg. Normally when they collide like this, it forms a Gartley pattern, but this formation, or this 161.8% retracement, this leg here is what I'm trying to get at, would have had to been a higher leg really. It's a bit of a fudge job. And if we go to shorter time frame, is what I'm looking at today, we have got a wedge breakout, but that's the measured move target, which is at 134.45, and we've got resistance, quite solid resistance at 134.30. So again, I'm wondering whether or not we sort of move up to this level, come down to maybe here, which is where we got our target, and make a reverse head and shoulders again. So like I said, I think maybe a few days of mixed, choppy, volatile price action. I can't really see a reversal in the dollar index yet, but like I'm saying, euro dollar's near that 161.8% extension, 61.8% reversal. Aussie dollar, possible head and shoulders over the next few days. Dollar CAD, possible head and shoulders over the next few days. So it's time to be a little bit wary. Cable, as far as I can see, it's again sort of highlighted this wedge formation, but it smashed through it. And we have got up here 78.6, 130.62. So I think there's still scope for some upward pressure, but I just think it's going to be messy.
I agree. Steve, you looking at anything?
A couple of ones.
What have you done to your finger?
Got some new knives yesterday.
That.
Sliced the top off my finger
Those
off.
are the new knives you went to go and get the other day.
Yeah, and we
Oh,
sort of like we went there, and
Sharpest knives in the world.
They were too expensive. So while we were in there, we Googled some new knives and got them for half the price. And Cameron used them for about
half the finger.
Yeah, Cameron used them for about 30 seconds before he cut himself. I used them for 15 seconds before I cut myself. Absolutely ridiculous. So be careful out there. So euro dollar, I mean, I still sort of like think, I mean, the dollar feels like it's got to have some sort of pullback, but it's not happening at the moment. Euro sterling and euro yen are the two that sort of like I find interesting this morning. So euro sterling, really sort of like thinking about selling into this area over the last few days. However, the hourly chart is more interesting to me, and it's lining up its potential. If we do get a sort of pullback to here, just nearly 90.55, I'm looking to get in potential reverse head and shoulders. Obviously, it won't be confirmed until we get a break of 90, let's say 90.85, because then that will be a break of the Fibonacci resistance as well. So, but a clear break of this 90.87, and the measured move target would be around about the 78.6, just above that. So, sort of a bit of sort of two-way action in the euro sterling. Euro yen a little bit similar yesterday, looking to sell a break really of this 123 level, and it got down to 123.01. So I didn't get triggered on it, thankfully, because it rallied. So there is that sort of potential today. I think 123 is a key level. If it holds, I think we could be going higher. Just again, looking at the shorter term chart, and obviously if we look at the monthly chart on this, downward trending line. We're broken above it, and it's looking quite nice. Targeting a little move higher here, and there's a Fibonacci confluence area on the longer term. It's comes in at 129.49, and shorter term comes in at 128.67. So still fancy euro yen to the upside. FTSE again was looking to sell a rally, and did it get triggered? No, it didn't. So I was looking to sell a rally at 61.60. The high of 61.59.5. So that is annoying.
Is that this morning?
And, yeah, that's really annoying. So I'm going to sit here with the hump now.
Yeah, can't even have that as your trade of the day, can you? Because it's just gone too far.
No.
Or maybe you can, but
the only other thing, silver still looking to buy a dip, but will it happen? It looks like we're getting this sort of drive to safe haven. The only other things, obviously, we mentioned Hancock saying new countries could be added to the quarantine list, and I've just seen Chinese Defense Ministry saying Chinese military conducted military drills in South China Sea. Again, it's sort of like a bit of a show of defiance. So reading something yesterday, the expectation of conflict between US and China in the next two years is probable, if not definite, whatever that means.
Wow.
So
what happened to my dam, by the way? We didn't. Three Gorges Dam. Yeah, forgot all about.
Oh yeah, well they blew it up, didn't they?
They blew it up, did they?
Yeah. That they.
So now it's all part of the South China Sea.
Yeah, I think it was that there was
cover up.
Part of it, didn't they?
New China cover up fears with world's largest dam on the brink of collapse. That was 15 hours ago.
Yeah, they exploded part of it about a week after you mentioned it. Someone mentioned on the Signal Centre chat in Telegram. Yeah, they so because the water wasn't getting through quick enough, so they just exploded some of it, part of it.
This is if you just share my screen. This is from this is the news of the world. Well, it's not the news of the world anymore, is it? It's the Sun, but
current bun.
No, thank you. New China. Oh, go away. New China cover up fears the world's largest dam on the brink of collapse. If it's in the current bun, it's got to be. Look at that. Lost you, Joe.
Hello.
Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
Back. Yeah. All right. Interesting. So it's still there.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. I think they did. They only partially exploded it. That you can still see from that image there. You've got the six openings.
Yeah.
But I think there's somewhere to the side where they let it come through.
Oh, nice. It's flooding everywhere, isn't it? Down below.
Yeah.
So, all right. Keep an eye on that one.
Yeah.
That really will be a disaster.
That'd be damn, man.
Damn. The only things I want to add to what you've already said, chart-wise, US dollar, Swiss franc, bit of a bounce higher as a dollar finds a bit of relief, but I still think that's a case of selling into strength. If you see it, there's been a fairly powerful move on sterling this morning. That's the sterling Swiss chart, a nice bounce from this 50% fib level, really powerful candle and heading higher. Was looking to buy a dip just a little bit below where it bottomed out, but not looking like I'm going to get that now. Aussie yen, that's had a decent break of this channel. Potentially a bit of a flag pattern from these highs up here. Was looking to sell much higher at the top end of the channel. Doesn't look like that's going to happen now either, which is a bit unfortunate. This euro New Zealand dollar, really tight uptrend that's been playing out, but we have seen a bit of a reversal take shape over the last hour or so. So that could therefore dip down towards my entry level today, which is buying dips at the lower end of that channel around about 76.53. So keeping an eye on that. As I looked at the DAX earlier as well, big breakdown there. Possibly looking for retests up here to sell into. And gold, the final one, bit of a sell-off. So a few mutins about double tops taking place, but obviously that's not confirmed until it breaks down here at 1907. Personally, I can't see that happening anytime soon. I think it's still a case of buying on dips, and I'm looking around about 90.40 today to get long of gold if I can. That pretty much sums it all up for
We've
what I'm
got
looking at?
we've got an extra follower. Somebody must be really concerned about us. Just, do we want to become famous? We can buy some followers. Look,
Bigfollows.com. There you
bit-
go, give them a
bit-
shout out.
bit of spamming on our chat.
Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at Gun to the
Oh,
Head
that looked
yesterday.
nice.
Oh, that did look good. Go on, Noah. Oh, sorry.
So I had to update the sheet over the
Did I
last
say that out loud?
update the sheet after the days of waiting it, but we've got yesterday we had two winners. You guys went long of Nasdaq and DAX, and they were both finished the right side at 9 o'clock. 0.72R for Steve and 0.28 for Ian, and I had a tiny loss on Euro Sterling.
Joe just want to show this because he's got his 4.42R up there.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, not bad overall, after -10.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, we clearly have in a bit of a drawdown phase, but a little bit of a tick up in the last couple of days. So let's hopefully we can get that back on track with some more winners. So, Aviva, have you got something you're looking at right now?
Straight in there.
Straight in there. I'm looking at copper, and obviously it's quite an important metal in the sort of like in the world at the moment. We've had this move higher that we've been talking about up towards the $3 level and area, and it's stalled and reversed from there. On the daily chart, we're seeing a bit of a bearish engulfing candle at the moment. We've got this bearish outside day, which is dominating this shooting star previously. So there is good potential for a reversal from these levels, and this will go hand in hand with the indices. On the 4-hour chart, we've got this upward trending support line, which has acted as a real decent support line, but we've broken through it. And also we've got this nearer term upward trending support, which has held quite nicely as well. I'm looking to sell a break if we break below 288. That's the price on IG platform. This is not IG platform. I think this might be Oanda or something. So I'm going to preempt the break because indices are looking a bit scary at the moment. So I'm going to get short at 289.32, and I'm going to have targets really moved to 83.32 because I like round numbers, everyone knows that. And I'd have a 3-to-1 risk reward. The stop on this will be 291.32, which is a break of the top of this 4-hour candle. There we go, 3-to-1 risk reward, selling copper.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Did me? Looks like it's me.
Joe's gone a bit quiet.
Yeah, got rid of him again. No, can't hear you, Joe. Euro Aussie. Look at this bad boy. It's a massive, great expanding wedge formation that has an eventual bias to break to the downside. This is a confluence area down here at 150, 179, but it is. This is off a monthly chart, so I'm just breaking down time frames. The weekly chart does have a reversal formation, this bullish outside candle, but the strength of that decline, I think that the upward move might be limited. If you go to this chart, which is the daily chart, we've got a 161.8% fib here, and this could well be just a consolidating fourth. If we go to this chart, this is the intraday chart, that consolidation has made what I think is going to be a symmetrical triangle pattern. We've got resistance located at 164.60, and we can see we're just getting a small reaction lower from there this morning. What could happen here, and there's always a caveat, is that the symmetrical triangle on the fourth wave sometimes just turns into a channel. So we get a breakout and then a move up here. But I'm going to go for the symmetrical triangle formation. So you get short here. If you actually targeted the 261.8% fib off the daily chart, I think the R is about 200 to 1, something ridiculous like that.
Is that all?
Yeah, should I go for that one instead? 6461, 15. I'll give myself a decent stop. It's Euro Aussie. So 4.8 R, so selling at 64.51, stop at 65.20, targeting 61.15.
Cool. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, I am looking at sterling yen. The sterling pairs, as I said this morning, all looking quite bullish in favour of sterling. So this is the 4-hour chart of sterling yen. Looks like it's still correcting higher. I've got some resistance up here at 137.55. So going to look to target something around there. Let's zoom into the 60-minute chart just for a bit of a better look. This is the last hour that we've seen here, which is really taken my interest, this candle here. So we had an initial dip lower, all bought back up and back up around these highs. So expecting a continuation higher. I'm going to buy it now at 136.42, targeting a move here to this resistance at 137.54. Stop below the hour, the last hour, which is at 136.03. So about 2.8 R on that one if it plays out from here. Just following the trend with that one in the very short term. See how
Lovely.
it goes. So we just had some data out from Germany. We've had their GDP numbers out. Quarter on quarter, it came in at minus 10.1. They was expecting minus 9. So maybe there was a leak on that beforehand, which is why we saw the German market head as low as it did. Not really been much in the way of movement. Either way, it continues to remain at low levels. So just chuck that chart on now, actually, on the screen. There we go. Looking very weak indeed. So year on year, it was down 11.7%, expected 10.7%. So came in quite a bit worse than expected there. In regards to other news, obviously we talked roughly on or briefly on what happened with the Fed yesterday. They're going to remain accommodative as always, so there wasn't really any change there. German GDP was the big number out today. We've also got US GDP out at 130 and also unemployment claims out at 130. So two numbers on the US side of things to keep an eye out for there. The expected fall for the GDP in the second quarter for the States is minus 32%. So a whopping great number.
Jesus.
And as Ian said, we've got this deluge of earnings data from the likes of Apple and Alphabet, or Google as you'll know them. And that's due out, I think, after hours tonight. So plenty to keep interested.
Yeah, Nestle and AstraZeneca from Europe.
Yeah,
Headliners.
already out.
Already out.
Up pre-market. Let's have a look at what they're doing. Obviously, they're in
Standard
focus.
Chartered, Credit Suisse. Blah, 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 blah.
AstraZeneca in focus, obviously, because of the links to trying to find a vaccine for COVID. So this is the intraday chart, bit of a boost up on the earnings data, as you can see there, ticking up quite nicely. If we look at the longer term picture with AstraZeneca, it's pretty healthy, really, long-term uptrend, pretty steady stock anyway, but a decent correction from those highs that we saw up here. I think that was the news about a vaccine, and you know, going up again today, so looking quite healthy overall. Anything else, guys?
No.
No, that's all it.
Well, let's wrap it up there. Ian, have a fantastic weekend.
We'll do.
Back
And you guys.
Tuesday.
No, it's a Sunday night.
Okay, I'll see you next Tuesday then.
Oh, thank you.
No, hopefully the weather's good for you all. And
I'm glad you keep breaking up.
All right.
Yeah,
Cheers.
I've got me mankini and me budgie smugglers.
Yeah, and loads
of Sandbanks Beach
as well.
And we've got a little speedboat.
Get some pictures over.
Yeah, you want of Tracy, not of me, obviously.
I want to see the mankini.
Yeah, it's green.
Right, all right, gents, have a good one.
Cheers.
Enjoy. See you lads.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.